The sun rises over Jerusalem, golden light bathes the city walls. This is Jerusalem at its peak, a city of splendor, a beacon of knowledge. The year is 950 BC. King Solomon sits on his throne. He is a young king, but he is wise beyond his years. Solomon's reign is a time of peace and prosperity. His kingdom stretches far and wide, from the Euphrates River to the land of the Philistines. People come from all over to hear his wisdom. They come to witness his power. Solomon's reign is a golden age for Israel. Solomon is the son of David, a name that resonates through the annals of history. David, the shepherd boy who became a king, left an indelible mark on the world. His legacy is not just one of power and conquest, but of wisdom, faith, and leadership. Solomon, growing up in the shadow of such a monumental figure, had much to learn and even more to prove. David, the legendary warrior king, was known for his unparalleled bravery and strategic mind. He led his people through countless battles, securing the borders of Israel and establishing a kingdom that would stand the test of time. His strength and courage were the bedrock upon which Solomon would build his own reign. David, the slayer of Goliath, became a symbol of hope and resilience. His victory over the giant was not just a personal triumph, but a testament to the power of faith and determination. This story, passed down through generations, would inspire Solomon to face his own giants, both literal and metaphorical. David, who united the tribes of Israel, brought together a fractured nation. His vision of a unified Israel was one of his greatest achievements, creating a sense of identity and purpose among his people. Solomon, witnessing his father's diplomatic prowess, learned the importance of unity and the strength that comes from a united front. Solomon grows up in his father's shadow, observing and absorbing the lessons of leadership and governance. He watches as David navigates the complexities of ruling a kingdom, learning the delicate balance between justice and mercy. He learns the art of war, understanding that a king must be prepared to defend his people. Under David's watchful eye, Solomon hones his skills in combat, becoming proficient with the sword and the bow. These lessons in warfare are crucial, for they teach him discipline, strategy, and the importance of strength. He learns the importance of faith, a cornerstone of his father's reign. David, a man after God's own heart, instills in Solomon a deep reverence for the divine. Through prayer and study of the Holy Scriptures, Solomon develops a spiritual foundation that will guide his decisions as king. He learns the weight of leadership, understanding that being a king is not just about power, but about responsibility. David teaches him that a true leader serves his people, making decisions that benefit the kingdom as a whole. This lesson in stewardship becomes a guiding principle for Solomon's reign. He learns to play the harp from his father, a skill that brings him closer to the arts and the softer side of leadership. Music becomes a way for Solomon to connect with his people and to find solace amidst the pressures of kingship. He learns to pray to God, seeking divine guidance in all his endeavors. This spiritual practice becomes a cornerstone of his life, helping him to remain grounded and focused on his higher purpose. He learns to lead his people, developing the skills necessary to inspire and guide a nation. Through public speaking and personal interactions, Solomon becomes a leader who is both respected and loved by his subjects. David recognizes his son's potential, seeing in him the qualities of a great king. He takes pride in Solomon's growth and development, knowing that his legacy will be carried on through his son. He grooms Solomon to be his heir, preparing him for the day he will take the throne. This preparation is thorough and multifaceted, covering all aspects of kingship, from governance to warfare to spirituality. He teaches him the laws of Moses, ensuring that Solomon understands the legal and moral framework that underpins their society. This knowledge is crucial for maintaining justice and order in the kingdom. He shares the secrets of kingship, passing down wisdom that can only be gained through experience. These private discussions are invaluable, providing Solomon with insights that will help him navigate the complexities of ruling a nation. He instills in him a deep love for God, a love that will guide Solomon throughout his life. This spiritual bond between father and son is a source of strength and inspiration for Solomon. David's influence shapes Solomon's destiny, providing a foundation upon which he can build his own legacy. The lessons learned from his father become the guiding principles of his reign. He becomes a king unlike any other, a ruler whose wisdom and leadership are celebrated throughout history. Solomon's reign is marked by peace, prosperity, and a deep commitment to the values instilled in him by his father, David. One day, two women approached Solomon. They are both mothers. They both had babies. But tragedy struck in the night, and one of the babies did not survive. The grief-stricken mother, unable to bear her loss, switched her deceased child with the living one while the other mother slept. One baby died in the night. The mother of the deceased child, in her sorrow and desperation, made a heart-wrenching decision. She took the living baby from the other mother, hoping to replace her loss. Now they each claim the living child is theirs. The mother who woke to find her baby gone was devastated. She knew the living child was hers, but the other woman insisted it was her own. The women argue, they weep, they plead their case. Solomon listens, he observes their faces, he sees their desperation. Each woman is adamant, their voices filled with emotion and pain. Solomon must discern the truth from their passionate pleas. He must find the truth. Solomon, known for his wisdom, contemplates the situation deeply. He understands the gravity of the decision he must make. The fate of an innocent child hangs in the balance. Solomon calls for a sword. His command shocks everyone present. The room falls silent as the sword is brought before him. What could he possibly intend to do with it? He will cut the baby in half. His words are met with gasps of horror. The tension in the room is palpable. Solomon's decree seems unthinkable, yet he remains calm and resolute. Each woman will receive an equal share. The true mother, her heart breaking, cannot bear the thought. She would rather lose her child to another than see it harmed. The real mother is horrified. Her love for her child is evident. She cries out, begging Solomon to give the baby to the other woman, to spare its life. She would rather give up her child than see it harmed. Her selfless act reveals her true identity. She cannot bear to see her baby suffer, even if it means losing him forever. The impostor agrees to the division. Her cold indifference betrays her. She cares nothing for the child's life, only for her own gain. She cares nothing for the child's life. Solomon sees the truth. He has found the real mother through her compassion and love. He knows the real mother. Justice is served. The baby is returned to his rightful mother, and Solomon's wisdom is proven once again. The true mother's love has triumphed. Solomon's wisdom is a gift from God. He asks for wisdom over wealth and power, and God grants his wish. Solomon possesses an unparalleled understanding of the world. He can see the heart of any matter. He can solve any riddle. He can judge any dispute fairly. His wisdom becomes legendary. Solomon's reign is peaceful. He builds alliances through diplomacy. He expands trade. He makes Jerusalem a center of learning and culture. People from all corners of the earth come to seek his wisdom. Solomon's wisdom is his defining trait. Section 5. An army like no other. Solomon's army is like no other. It is not just men who fight for him. The jinn answer his call. They are beings of fire and air. They possess great power. They obey Solomon's every command. But Solomon's army has another, more surprising contingent. Birds of the air become his scouts. They bring him news from distant lands. They relay messages with incredible speed. Solomon's army is a testament to his unique power. It's a force that strikes awe and fear into the hearts of his enemies. Section 6. Whispers of the Earth. One day Solomon is walking through the countryside. He is deep in thought. He comes across a colony of ants. They are busy going about their work. Solomon listens. He can understand their language. The ants are talking about their queen. They are worried about her safety. A great storm is coming. They fear their colony will be destroyed. Solomon smiles. He admires the ants' industry. He admires their loyalty to their queen. Solomon uses his powers to protect the ants. He diverts the storm. The ants are saved. Section 7. The power of the jinn. The jinn are powerful beings. They can control the elements. They can move objects with their minds. They can even change their shape at will, but they are bound to Solomon's will. He commands them with a ring given to him by God. Solomon uses the jinn for good. They help him build his palace. They help him construct the temple in Jerusalem. They even help him to travel great distances in the blink of an eye. The jinn are a symbol of Solomon's power. They show that he is chosen by God. He is a ruler unlike any other. Section 8. The Hoopoe's Message. One day Solomon is inspecting his army. He notices that one bird is missing. It is the hoopoe, his most trusted messenger. Solomon is concerned. He needs the hoopoe to be his eyes and ears. The hoopoe returns. It brings news from a distant land, news of a queen unlike any other. She is the Queen of Sheba. She rules a kingdom of immense wealth and splendor, but she doesn't believe in God. Solomon is intrigued. He decides to meet this queen. He will tell her about the one true God. Section 9. The Queen of the South. The Queen of Sheba travels to Jerusalem. She brings with her a vast caravan, camels laden with gold, jewels, and spices. She has heard tales of Solomon's wisdom. She has come to test him with riddles and challenges. Solomon welcomes the Queen of Sheba with open arms. He entertains her in his palace. He answers all her riddles. He amazes her with his knowledge and understanding. The Queen of Sheba is impressed. She has never met anyone like Solomon. Section 10. A Legacy of Wisdom. Throughout history, the tales of wisdom and leadership have been passed down through generations, shaping the very fabric of our societies. One such tale is that of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, a story that transcends time and continues to inspire. Solomon, renowned for his unparalleled wisdom, shares his profound insights with the Queen of Sheba. Their meeting is not just a simple exchange of pleasantries, but a deep and meaningful dialogue that touches on the very essence of human existence. He tells her about the one true God, emphasizing the importance of faith and spirituality in guiding one's life. His words resonate deeply with the Queen, challenging her previous beliefs and opening her eyes to new perspectives. Solomon also speaks of justice and righteousness, principles that are the cornerstone of any thriving society. He explains that true leadership is not just about power, but about fairness, integrity, and the well-being of all people. He tells her about the power of faith, how it can move mountains and transform lives. Faith, he says, is the foundation upon which all other virtues stand, providing strength and guidance in times of adversity. The Queen of Sheba listens intently, absorbing every word. She is captivated by Solomon's wisdom, realizing that his teachings hold the key to a more enlightened and just way of life. She's moved by Solomon's words, feeling a profound shift within her. His insights stir something deep inside her, igniting a desire to change and grow. She realizes the error of her ways, understanding that her previous path was lacking in true wisdom and compassion. This moment of realization is a turning point in her life, setting her on a new course. The Queen of Sheba returns to her kingdom, a changed woman. Her encounter with Solomon has left an indelible mark on her soul, inspiring her to lead with the same wisdom and justice that he exemplified. She embraces the one true God, finding solace and strength in her newfound faith. This spiritual awakening transforms her leadership, making her a beacon of hope and righteousness for her people. She rules her people with wisdom and compassion, becoming a legend in her own right. Her reign is marked by prosperity and peace, a testament to the transformative power of Solomon's teachings. Just like Solomon, her legacy lives on. His story continues to inspire people all over the world. The wisdom of Solomon and the transformation of the Queen of Sheba serve as powerful reminders of the impact that true knowledge and understanding can have on our lives. He's a testament to the power of wisdom, faith, and justice. His life and teachings are a guiding light for those who seek to lead with integrity and compassion. He is remembered as one of the greatest rulers of all time, a symbol of the enduring power of wisdom and the profound impact it can have on the world.
Deep in the heart of the vast desert where the golden sands stretch endlessly beneath the blazing sun, a powerful queen ruled over her people with wisdom and grace. The land was harsh, but her leadership brought prosperity and peace to her kingdom. Yet even the most respected rulers can find themselves troubled by doubts. One quiet morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through her palace windows, the queen sat alone, lost in thought. She faced a dilemma that weighed heavily on her mind, one that threatened to disturb the calm she had worked so hard to create. This was no ordinary queen. She was Makeda, the legendary Queen of Sheba, renowned throughout the ancient world for her intelligence, her beauty, and her ability to solve even the most difficult problems. Her court was filled with scholars and wise men, and her reputation for fairness was unmatched. But on this day, a new challenge presented itself. News had arrived from distant lands, rumors of a king whose wisdom was said to surpass all others. The stories spoke of King Solomon of Israel, a ruler whose intelligence and insight were legendary, whose judgments were celebrated far and wide. As she listened to these tales, the queen felt a pang of jealousy and uncertainty. Was it possible that another ruler, far away in a foreign land, could be wiser than she? The thought unsettled her, stirring feelings she had never experienced before. Determined to learn the truth, she summoned her most trusted ministers and advisors to her side. The royal court gathered in hushed anticipation, sensing the gravity of the queen's mood. "Tell me," she commanded, her voice steady but curious, "what do you know of this King Solomon? What makes his wisdom so remarkable that the world speaks his name with such reverence?" Her advisors exchanged glances and began to whisper among themselves, each eager to share what they had heard from travelers and merchants who had visited Solomon's court. They spoke of Solomon's vast knowledge, his ability to answer riddles and solve disputes with ease. They described how he could see through deception and always found the truth, no matter how well it was hidden. The ministers recounted stories of Solomon's fair judgments, how he settled arguments between his people with wisdom that seemed almost divine. His reputation for justice was unmatched, and his court was a place where even the most complex cases found resolution. They also spoke of his deep understanding of the natural world, how he studied the plants and animals, the stars and the seasons, and used this knowledge to benefit his people. The queen listened intently, absorbing every detail, her curiosity growing with each word. As the stories unfolded, the queen realized that she could not ignore these tales. She needed to see this king with her own eyes, to test his wisdom and discover the truth for herself. Her resolve hardened, and she made a decision that would change the course of her life, and perhaps the fate of two great kingdoms. With determination in her heart, the Queen of Sheba began to plan a journey across the desert, eager to meet King Solomon and see if the rumors of his wisdom were true. Her adventure was about to begin. Queen Sheba decided to visit King Solomon. She prepared lavish gifts. Gold, precious stones, and fragrant spices were loaded onto camels. This caravan, a symbol of her wealth and power, would accompany her to Jerusalem. She would impress King Solomon with her generosity and grandeur. Upon arriving, she presented her gifts, but Solomon's reaction was unexpected. He smiled and graciously accepted the presents. "These are fine gifts," he acknowledged, "but true wealth lies in wisdom and faith." His words surprised the queen. She had never considered such a perspective before. King Solomon, renowned for his wisdom and his devotion to God, was always eager to demonstrate the greatness and power of his Lord to the world. In his magnificent palace, surrounded by the splendor of gold and marble, he conceived a plan that would astonish his people and the rulers of distant lands alike. He set his sights on the legendary throne of the Queen of Sheba, a symbol of her authority and the pride of Ethiopia. Solomon desired to bring this throne, with all its grandeur and mystery, from the distant land of Ethiopia to his own city of Jerusalem, a feat that would not only display his power, but also the might of his God. The journey from Ethiopia to Jerusalem was perilous and long, crossing scorching deserts and treacherous mountains. The throne itself was said to be massive, adorned with precious stones and intricate carvings, making its transport a challenge beyond the abilities of ordinary men. Realizing the enormity of the task, Solomon summoned his most trusted advisors and counselors to his court. The air was thick with anticipation as the wisest men of the kingdom gathered, each pondering how such a miracle could be accomplished. Among those present were not only scholars and sages but also men who possessed knowledge of the supernatural, those who could communicate with and command the jinn, mysterious beings of the unseen world, known for their incredible powers and speed. The jinn, eager to prove their abilities, boasted of their unmatched speed and strength. They claimed that they could traverse the vast distance in an instant, bringing the throne to Jerusalem before anyone could even blink. Their confidence was unshakable. They described how, with a mere thought, they could lift the throne and transport it through the air, making it appear in Solomon's palace as if by magic. Yet Solomon, wise beyond his years, was not swayed by displays of power alone. He knew that true greatness lay not just in might, but in wisdom and faith. He paused, considering a path that would honor God above all. Instead of relying solely on the jinn, Solomon turned to a man in his court renowned for his deep knowledge of the scriptures and his profound understanding of God's laws. This man was humble, yet his faith was unwavering. Solomon believed that through faith and wisdom, rather than brute force or supernatural speed, the impossible could be achieved. He entrusted the task to this man, confident that with God's guidance, even the greatest challenges could be overcome. In the end, it was not just power, but faith and wisdom that would bring the throne to Jerusalem, showing all who witnessed it the true source of Solomon's greatness. Word reached Queen Sheba that her throne was to be brought to Jerusalem. She scoffed. "Impossible!" she exclaimed. How could her throne so far away be transported in such a manner? She grew impatient, eager to see how this supposed miracle would unfold. She arrived at King Solomon's palace. Her breath caught in her throat. The palace shimmered. It seemed to be built of glass, reflecting the sunlight in a dazzling spectacle. She had never witnessed such architectural brilliance. Could this be the work of men, or was it magic? She stepped inside, her heart pounding with a mixture of awe and apprehension. Inside the palace, Queen Sheba found her throne, a symbol of her journey and the wisdom she sought. The air was thick with anticipation as she stepped into the grand hall, her regal presence commanding the attention of all who witnessed her arrival. Every detail of the palace spoke of a civilization steeped in tradition and knowledge, and yet it was the throne that drew her gaze, a familiar seat, yet now set in a foreign land. It stood in the heart of Solomon's court, exactly as she had left it in Ethiopia. The intricate carvings and golden inlays shimmered in the sunlight that poured through the palace windows, casting patterns on the marble floor. Sheba's heart raced with disbelief and wonder. How could her throne, a cherished symbol of her homeland, appear here untouched and unchanged? The courtiers watched in silence, sensing the significance of the moment. Astonished, she turned to Solomon and whispered, "How is this possible?" Her previous arrogance forgotten. The queen, once so certain of her own greatness, now felt small in the presence of a mystery she could not explain. Her voice trembled, not with fear, but with awe. She realized that she was standing before a king whose wisdom surpassed even the legends she had heard. Solomon smiled and explained, "It is not by magic, but by the power of God." His words were gentle, yet carried the weight of deep conviction. He spoke of a faith that moved mountains, of a God who listened to the hearts of those who sought truth. Solomon's humility and certainty left a lasting impression on the queen, who had come seeking answers but found herself confronted with even greater mysteries. He answers the prayers of those who are faithful and wise. The queen was humbled. She listened intently, her mind racing with questions and revelations. In that moment, she understood that true greatness was not measured by power or wealth, but by the depth of one's faith and the wisdom to recognize the divine at work. The court watched as the proud queen bowed her head, a gesture of respect and newfound humility. She had underestimated Solomon's wisdom and the power of his God. The stories she had heard in her own land had not prepared her for the reality she now faced. Sheba's mind was filled with wonder as she observed Solomon, realizing that his greatness was rooted not just in knowledge, but in a profound relationship with the divine. She began to see that wisdom and faith were inseparable, each strengthening the other. She spent days engaging in discussions with the king, learning about his God, a God of justice, mercy, and limitless power. Their conversations ranged from the mysteries of the universe to the laws that govern their people. Solomon shared parables and proverbs, each one revealing a new layer of understanding. The queen listened, asked questions, and challenged ideas, but always with a growing sense of respect. She realized that wisdom was not a destination but a journey, one that required humility, curiosity, and faith. She realized that true wealth lay not in material possessions, but in faith and wisdom. As she walked through the palace gardens, reflecting on all she had learned, Sheba felt a peace she had never known before. The treasures she had brought from her homeland seemed insignificant compared to the riches of understanding and spiritual insight she had gained. In the quiet moments of meditation and prayer, she discovered that the greatest legacy she could carry home was not gold or jewels, but the wisdom of faith, a gift that would endure for generations. King Solomon's reign was marked by peace and prosperity. He used his wisdom and wealth to benefit his people. He built magnificent temples, grand palaces, and lush gardens. He established trade routes that brought wealth and exotic goods to his kingdom. He became renowned throughout the land for his justice and fairness. His wisdom extended to the natural world. He could speak the languages of birds and animals. He understood the properties of plants and the cycles of the stars. People came from far and wide to seek his counsel. He became a beacon of knowledge and enlightenment in a world often shrouded in darkness. Despite his achievements, Solomon never took credit for his success. He attributed everything to God's guidance. He knew that his wisdom was a gift from a higher power. He constantly reminded his people to be humble and grateful for the blessings in their lives. He taught them that true fulfillment came from serving God and living a righteous life. He warned against the dangers of pride and greed. He stressed the importance of compassion and justice. His reign became a testament to the power of faith and the importance of seeking wisdom beyond human understanding. After a long and prosperous reign, King Solomon passed away. His death remained a mystery. Some whispered that he was taken by the jinn, while others believed he simply died of old age. But his legacy lived on. His wisdom continued to inspire generations. Even after Solomon's death, the jinn continued to work. They completed the tasks he had set for them. They built palaces and temples, carved stones, and diverted rivers. This demonstrated the enduring power of Solomon's commands and the obedience of the jinn. The story of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba teaches us valuable lessons about faith, wisdom, and the power of God. It reminds us that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in spiritual understanding. It shows us that even the most powerful rulers are humbled in the face of divine power. The tale encourages us to use our gifts and talents in service to others. It reminds us that true fulfillment comes from living a righteous life and seeking wisdom beyond our own understanding. Most importantly, it teaches us that with faith, all things are possible.